disrespected.
What is up, everybody? We're back with the Magic and Andrew MMA show, episode 47. We have Viviana Rougeau taking on Alexa Grasso in a women's main event matchup. Can someone confirm that we're live right now? It says we have 0 viewers.
Again?
Yeah, this happened once before. Someone could just write in the chat. Okay, someone said where the boys at. Can you see us?
I think we are not live.
Someone said live. All right.
We are.
Are we live? Can we get some more? Okay, yeah. A bunch of people said they could see us now. All right, cool. Thank you for that. Magic, what's up, buddy? We've only done this once in the last month due to the UFC taking a couple weeks off. We're back, and no better matchup for you to bring us back with than Mike Jackson taking on Pete Rodriguez. What are your thoughts here?
You are not going to be happy about this because I know you bet the under, and I already told you I like the over. I didn't bet the over. I bet Jackson by decision plus 1800. I cannot think of a single reason to not bet one unit on this. It's 18-1, 19-1. How do you call this in English? 19-1 or 18-1? Plus 1800. 19-1, right? 18-1? I don't care. This is a huge number. This makes no sense, bro. This Pete Rodriguez guy has arms like a fucking T-Rex. He's so much shorter. They are going to box, and I mean the only way he justifies his line is getting takedowns. And Jackson is like an elite boxer now. He boxed this Irish guy. He's like a greasy pig. You cannot get him down. No, they both suck, but this is a gigantic number. Like, I have to play this. If he gets taken down and fucking assassinated in round 1, so be it. I will gladly lose my money. But if he wins, bro, you better block me on Twitter.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. I bet the under here. I actually bet it at minus 165 early, and then I tipped it at minus 215. I think it should be more like minus 300. Mike Jackson, 37-year-old photographer, not very active in the UFC, fought a 155-pounder in his last fight. Weird ending to that with the DQ stoppage. This one, Pete Rodriguez, obviously is a minus 700 favorite to cover this price tag. He's going to have to finish early. All of his wins, pro and amateur, under 1.5 rounds. He's heavy hands. He's not a great fighter, but I think he's going to crack. He's going to crack Jackson pretty early. I think he's going to put him away. So Jackson first round.
Don't you think that if he doesn't wrestle, like no line makes sense unless he's on top very fast?
I think he's going to knock Jackson out on the feet.
Bro, this guy is very, very bad. Like, people think he's a boxer or something, but he's dog shit. Like, no disrespect. He was making De La Madalena look like fucking prime Pernell Whitaker. He couldn't miss him from the lefty stance. It was crazy. And Jackson is just so much taller and longer. Like, if he's not on bottom, I think he can win behind the jab, somehow make it close. I mean, it's a huge number. If he dies, so be it. I don't even like the guy. Like, if he gets knocked out cold, I'll be kind of happy.
Well, on that note,
win-win situation.
Yeah. On that note, I think we should go to the next fight. Tatsuro Taira taking on CJ Vergara. I'll kick us off here. I think Taira is the rightful favorite. Not much interest playing him at minus 255. I think the line's about right. A little bit more athletic and skilled than Vergara, but Vergara's a dog. He keeps coming. Taira's still a little bit green. It looked like to me in his last fight. Made some mistakes positionally. I think he does have a reasonably high ceiling. I'm fine with sitting back and watching this one. I know you like Taira here. Why don't you tell the people why?
Yeah, because CJ Vergara, with all due respect, like his last 3 fights, he's 2-1. I think it's kind of a miracle because the guy is not any good. Like, he's tough, but he cannot grapple. He's undersized. He has some power and goes forward. Like, he has a willingness to fight, which is to be appreciated in a fighter. Willingness to fight, but like, what would you say is his best attribute as a fighter?
Probably toughness.
I mean, I see Taira just getting a submission here rather easily. I don't know. I parlayed him. I think he has a clear path to victory grappling. I don't see how he doesn't win 2 rounds if he doesn't get randomly knocked out. I think he's better, bigger, more athletic. And he has a body triangle, a very good body triangle. I think Vergara is pretty much fucked here. I think he's going to get submitted. I think this line would be much wider if not for the Vergara last fight.
Yeah.
Where he beat a fighter that I'm not going to say he's good, but showed some promise.
Yeah, fair enough. I do favor Tyra here, so we'll see what happens. Next up, Sam Hughes versus Pierre Rodriguez. Do you have a famous quote that it's always Sam Page season?
You got it this time because I
Yeah,
DM'd you on Twitter and I told you, do you know what season it is, Andrew?
yeah. I thought you were gonna say Julian Erosa. I literally, when you said that, I googled Julian Erosa fight, and I thought you were
To
gonna
see
say
if
it's
he has a fight
PCJ
book.
season. But yeah, Sam Hughes taking on Pierre Rodriguez. You like the underdog here? Why is that?
Yeah, it's always Sam Page season. Like she fucked up, like first fight, a couple fights, and then something clicked. Like her brain started functioning, and she realized she has to grapple to win fights, and it was fantastic. And I don't see any reason to not bet her here at this number, because she just needs the same game plan she employed last two fights. I think Estela Nunes is a better striker than than Piera Rodriguez. Probably a little worse defensive grappler, but yeah, I like Hughes here. He's taller. She's taller. She's going to force clinches, like work her game, high pace. The longer the fight goes, the better for her. I think she takes over as the fight goes on. I really like her. I bet her here at plus 162. I moved the line, by the way. If you wanted to get the line, fuck you. It went to plus 150. I'm sorry. But yeah, plus 162. I think that's a very good number.
Yeah, you're not gonna like my opinion on this one. I haven't bet Rodriguez, but I do think she wins here. I think she's too physical for Hughes. Looking back at the Kay Hansen fight, Hansen was 2 for 8 on takedowns, and I think Hansen's probably just more athletic than Hughes. And sorry, what's up?
Hansen is like I bet Hansen many times, and I feel like she's one of the dumbest fighters I have ever seen in the UFC. Like her fight IQ is like non-existent, which will explain a lot of other things she does, not related to fighting. But I mean, I thought she had a grappling path pretty clearly. She has fucked up in so many fights. I really think there is a grappling path here for Hughes. And she's very tough. Like if she has to eat some shit to get there, she will. The fighter Piera Rodriguez beat at Contenders, I forgot her name. Just fought at Invicta.
It was Valeska Machado.
Yeah, I bet her too against Piera Rodriguez. I think that was a close fight. Rodriguez kind of gasses if you make her work, clinches a lot herself, tries to out physical girls, if that makes any sense. I don't think it's going to work here. I think Sampage title run is going to continue, 3-win streak, and give her someone good. Like if she wins here and gets some decent girl that cannot grapple, we may have something here. I'm joking, but I hope she goes like on a 7-fight win streak.
Yeah, there's no way. What are your thoughts on Jacob Malkoun versus Nick Maximov? This is our main event. This is me and your main event. We've been talking about this one for like a month.
They give you the future UFC middleweight champion of the world at plus money. What is there to be talked about here? The Mamba. Nah, I think he should be the favorite. But they are both one-trick ponies. That's the truth. I think Malkoun is a better wrestler, better grappler, better wrestler. I have seen people say Maximov is better positionally. I strongly disagree. Malkoun is just going to go in there and shoot single legs. Like this is Malkoun City, bro. I don't get it. I think he's the side as the underdog. He has good guts for 3 rounds too. Maximov is kind of. I thought he was better than he is. The last fight, that was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, okay, I get that he shot a bad shot and he got caught on the anaconda or whatever that was. I think it was an anaconda. But once you are in there, like, make yourself flat, defend the choke. Like, what is he doing? He put himself into the choke and then he tries to go out the wrong side. Like, he looked like he had never been inside that choke. Maybe they don't drill it at the Nate the anaconda, because I have never seen Nate go for an anaconda, so they don't drill it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was ridiculous. I think Malkoun is the better grappler, and you are getting him at dog money. So whatever, I think this is good value.
Yeah, so I'm on the opposite side of that. I know you and I have talked about this fight a few times. We both agree they're both one-trick ponies. There's going to be grappling. I just think I just think that Maximov's a better grappler. I think Malkoun looked really bad off of his back against Brendan Allen. I think Maximov's going to win the scrambles. I mean, he out-grappled 2 more physical and better, or I don't know about better, fighters, better wrestlers, like Cody Brundage, better wrestler than Malcolm now.
You think Cody Brundage is a better wrestler than Mamba Malkoun?
Yes.
Bro, you're crazy. Like Malkoun was tossing Allen around. You see what Allen did to your boy Jotko? I was telling you it was going to happen. You see what Malkoun did to him? Just tossing him around. He has that farm boy strength, bro.
Yeah, I basically think Maximov's better at Malkoun's game than Malkoun. Like Malkoun, I was on him against Dobson too. I just think that he's not just gonna be able to do that to Maximov. I really like Maximov's gas tank. I think in the scrambles he's gonna come out on top. I think if Maximov ends up on bottom, there's a better chance that he gets up or gets a reversal than the opposite. So I think that Maximov is the right side here. I really hope he is, because you're not going to let me hear the end of it if he loses.
I think Maximov like grinds his way through a lot of positions on the ground. He's not that good of a grappler. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, let me get onto this leg and we will go from there. And it's not going to work against Malkoun. Malkoun is going to teach this boy a lesson. He's 24. Come on, man. Malkoun is a veteran. Father's plan. Malkoun is the trainer of Robert Whittaker, bro. Jiu-jitsu trainer, I think. You think this Maximov boy is going to do anything to him?
You need to get his t-shirt or something. I think you're his biggest fan.
I may get like a white t-shirt and in the middle that pic of him ragdolling this guy, the black guy.
I know the one I know the one you're talking about. They have that up in the gym, right?
Yeah, it's not Dobson, it's the other guy, the puncher, the no gas guy.
Oh, Al-Hassan. Dude, that's my least favorite fight ever. I had Malkoun submission plus 1,600, and I had Malkoun round 3 plus 4,800, and he just wanted to decision him.
Oof.
Yeah, that one still stings to this day. Anyway, Victor Henry taking on Rafael Assunção. Victor Henry coming off being a big underdog to Raoni Barcelos, coming out with the upset. Now he's a big favorite over the 40-year-old Assunção. You think there's any value with the dog here? Or do you think Victor Henry is going to get this done on volume and being more towards his prime?
I mean, Henry is a good fighter. I mean, if you really follow the sport, he's a super veteran from the regional scene. He's all right everywhere. He's a solid fighter, but he has gone from plus 300 to minus 300, which is kind of crazy in the UFC. I mean, Assunção is a good fighter, but he's 40, and he's not the biggest bantamweight either. So, and has been knocked out twice in a row. He hasn't won a fight in 4 years since 2018. So, yeah. I wasn't going to play the fight, but I see the fight going competitive for like 5 minutes, and then Victor Henry takes over on volume and work, and he doesn't get finished. Like Henry only loses decisions, and I think he's going to be all over Assunção and like, how do you say this? Proficient enough in the grappling to not get control on the mat, like not get his back taken, things like that. If you bet Assunção by decision is the move. It's plus 500. That's ridiculous compared to his money line here. He's not going to finish Henry. But yeah, I think Henry by submission is a good bet. I can see like he's 40 cardio dodging or getting hurt. Henry goes for it. Henry by submission like plus 1,000. I think it's a good bet.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this fight. I do think Henry's going to win. He's 5 years younger than Assunção. Assunção, I think, even might have retired. Henry looked good against Barcelos. Great volume. Seems to have a big volume edge over Assunção. The only thing is level of competition. I look at Assunção's resume, and like his fights are against really like he got knocked cold by Garbrandt after like a pretty much like staring contest.
People thought Garbrandt was good again.
Yeah. I bet Garbrandt in that fight, and I was like, "Oh, what did
I did too. I bet him inside the distance, and I was like, "Oh, great!" But that was fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And then he fought Font, who's really good. He fought Ricky Simone. Like he's fought a really good level of competition, and I don't think Victor Henry's on that level. So that's kind of where my hesitation comes from on the Henry side. I don't think the under 2.5 is bad. Like plus 135. Henry's going to throw a ton of volume. He kind of forces exchanges. Again, the thing holding me back there is, to your point, Assunção is not much of a finisher. I do think though you could maybe get to evens on that just based off of how much volume Henry's going to throw and how much he's going to force a fight. But yeah, the pick is Henry with not a ton of confidence. I'm not looking to lay any kind of crazy prices here. I think minus 400 on Bet Online now. But yeah, this is an interesting fight just to see where both these guys are at. I actually think it's a pretty good measuring stick for Henry moving forward. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of fighter he is. And it's funny too, because I talk about him like he's not so, like you even said, he's a regional scene guy for a while. Like he's 35 years old. He's not like he's some 24-year-old kid.
He's fought good people.
Yeah.
I mean, not elite UFC top 15 level people, but I mean, his last loss like 3 fights ago or 2 fights ago, he lost against Denis Lavrentiev. Maybe people know him and don't know his name. Is that other Russian that is always with Peter Yan that is super fucking jacked? Makes Yan look like he's not in shape. He lost to that guy a decision. He's like a grappler. He's fought good people. And the Barcelos fight was super impressive. Barcelos kind of got tired of beating him up. Like he's durable. I think Grandpa Sunsao is going to ride off into the sunset in his Porsche. He's got a Porsche. Have you seen it?
No.
Bro, fighters are underpaid. He drives a Porsche. Never champion.
I dodged a bullet when a Sunsao fought, when Victor Henry fought Barcelos, because the first time it was booked, I got Barcelos at a really good number, like minus 275, maybe even less than that. And then they rebooked it, and Barcelos was like minus 4 something, so I passed. I ended up dodging a bullet.
I have lost money on Barcelos. Like I bet him to finish Khalid Taha, both inside the distance and by submission. You see what he did. I bet him to submit this guy, I think. Maybe. I don't even know. He didn't grapple. I bet him to submit Trevin Jones last fight. He had like 40 openings. Yeah. If I ever see Barcelos, I'm going to sucker punch him. Full disclosure.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I really don't.
Bro, it's insane. He doesn't finish any fucking fight, and he's so good. Like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
It's not like he's not punching people or getting the back, or I just don't know what's wrong with him. He's an insane grappler and gets to all the positions and just doesn't finish. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I talked about it with you on our last episode. I was not really sold on where he's at. I passed on the Jones fight, but I mean, that probably looked like if you got a good price on Barcelos there, that's probably like the best bet of the night. I mean, he outlanded him like 100-10 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember. I think I told that you were betting essentially against Jones by knockout. That's fight.
Yeah. What fight?
Like the Barcelos fight, I parlayed him, his money line, apart from the props, and I was like, he's minus 225, minus 250. You are essentially betting against Trevin Jones by knockout. But don't you think he's like fucking good? It's stupid. Like he shouldn't be fighting these people. Like if he fights Aljamain Sterling, he will be the dog, bro. I mean, he has to be the dog. I will play one of the biggest bets I've ever made if he fights Sterling. Like, I think he ragdolls Sterling. He does whatever he wants. Whatever, bro. He just, like, mauls him or fucks him up. What is Sterling going to do to this guy with that level of wrestling and jiu-jitsu?
I don't think he could take Sterling down.
You are crazy.
No, dude.
He doesn't take Sterling down?
Wrestler. Sterling's a good wrestler.
He doesn't need to take Sterling down anyway.
He's great output. I don't know. Some of the best back takes in the division.
Cody Stamann was taking Sterling down. Right and left.
Cody Stamann's a better wrestler than Barcelos too, probably.
Cody Stamann is white.
Yeah.
Barcelos takes him down for sure, bro. You're underestimating here the Latino power.
That'd be a good one. Stamann versus Barcelos.
Yeah, that was painful. That's Lee from Barstool, or formerly Barstool, I don't know. He got the same parlay as me. I had Barcelos by submission and Yusuf by submission. I needed Barcelos by submission for like 10,000. Lovely.
Yeah, sounds fun. I need you to walk us through this next one. I haven't looked at it. Joe Anderson Brito taking on short notice. Lucas Alexander minus 350, minus 400 is here. Is that line justified? Do you think Brito is getting a layup here on short notice?
I think he's going to win. I already know the Alexander guy. I watched his last fight. He fought this fucking bum, Jacob Kilburn. I saw that.
Yeah, I know who that is.
I saw that live. I enjoy watching these great events live. That was shit. He won by injury, if I remember correctly. He's going to win, but this number is not for me. Like, Alexander is like a guy that can put up volume on the feet, but he has finished his last 3 fights by knockout, but he's not really powerful. I feel like Brito has a big power edge here. Probably takes the win. I'm not interested in the fight at all. It's a pass. Maybe if Brito by submission was a really ridiculous number, I don't know, but it's a pass.
Yeah, and speaking of fights that I have no interest in betting, Alonzo Manifield versus Misha Serkinov. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what you do. I mean, maybe you have something for us. I don't know what to do with this here. Manifield minus 200 seems about right. Serkinov just seems so done, but Manifield, I mean, Clark got full mount on it, or not Clark. Knight got full mount on him.
Yeah,
Serkinov probably the better grappler. Like, I don't know. Gun to my head, Manifield probably knocks him out. But what are your thoughts?
Losing money on Cirkunov is my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have taken so many losses on Cirkunov that in hindsight I will take again. Like I bet him against Johnny Walker, bro. I will make that bet again, like every time.
Yeah.
He just got fucking killed. I took him by submission plus 400. Not a huge bet or anything, but I mean, if William Knight is mounting you, Cirkunov is one of the better grapplers in the division. When he's on, after Teixeira, he's probably the best jiu-jitsu player at light heavyweight. If he gets hit, he's going to die in Cirkunov fashion. If he gets hit clean, but Manifield is like, yeah, I parlay doesn't go the distance minus 300. I don't see this going 3 rounds at all. Like, how does this go 3 rounds? They get scared of each other. Manifield has to push here. Manifield is forever overpriced because he's a black guy that is extremely jacked. Like, there is no other reason. He's not even that big of a puncher. You know what I mean? Like, what is he good at outside of being a bodybuilder?
Yeah, he's decently athletic.
I mean, yeah, but how can you not be looking like that?
No,
like
I don't disagree.
It's not like crazy either. Like, he looks like that, but it's not like the guy moves like Julio Jones. You know what I mean? Like, he's not fast. He's like a powerhouse, and that's it. I think people are like, whoa, look at this guy. He looks like Conan the Barbarian. Minus 300. Probably, or something. It has happened in all his fights.
One of my favorite bets was Manifield decision over Ed Herman. I was like sweating that out. That was a big number, and I took it, and I was like holding my breath the whole time.
I think I bet Herman round 3 at 40-1. I was like, hey, Herman, one last time.
That would have been a fun one for sure.
I mean, I wasn't that far off. The fight didn't end in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? It was like I lost, and I was like, okay, could have been worse.
Yeah, we kind of had the same idea. It was like if Manifield doesn't win in the first like 4 or 5 minutes, like
it gets sloppy.
Yeah, it gets sloppy, and I was like, all right, I think it was like plus 600 or something. But anyway, this is a fun one. Jordan Wright versus Dusko Todorovic. Jordan Wright is an under 1.5 machine. Do you think that this fight ends in under 7.5 minutes, or do you think that Dusko implements a cage pushing strategy?
I parlayed doesn't go the distance. I fucked up. I just tweeted it. I tracked it as minus 275. I don't know why. I went full retard, like tracking it, you know. Sometimes for us, when you work with decimal odds, if it's not underdog money, it's a little bit difficult to change. I don't know why I tracked it like minus 275. It's minus 556. And that's like 1.18 in decimal, but it's like free money. If it was minus 275, I would bet I don't know, 10,000. Somebody's going to die. Most probably my boy, the Beverly Hills Ninja. He's a legend, bro. I bet him against Jamie Pickett. You must remember round 1, 10-1. Oh, legendary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet Todorovic. Like I parlayed him minus 200. I mean, or minus 195. I was looking at the line and I was like, this must be an error. Like, what is the justification for this outside of Todorovic fighting like an absolute moron with his hands down? But it's the ninja, bro. He just dies.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Todorovic is better technically. Jordan Wright gets hit clean, but I don't like Todorovic's striking style. He does fight with his hands down. It leaves him open to get knocked out. Dude, I've considered just holding my breath and betting the over here. I feel like it's the kind of style. Like, I know the Jordan Wright fights always end under 1.5, but like it seems like the kind of fight where Todorovic might just cage press him. And even if Todorovic gets a takedown, it's not like Jordan Wright's insta tap on the mat either. I don't know. I feel like 7.5 minutes just isn't that long.
I've seen people talk about the over. I don't know. It looks like the hipster bet of the week. I'm going
Really?
to
I
take the
feel like
over here. I'm so
no
sharp.
way, dude. I
No,
feel like
bro. What the
everyone had
fuck
the
are you talking
under.
about? This guy goes like a minute and a half in every fight. And now he fights a guy that fights with his hands down and hits fucking hard. And if he gets on top of you, he's a fucking murderer because Todorovic is not interested in jiu-jitsu at all. I hate him. Like,
Okay,
I,
listen
I,
to this. Listen to this. Bet MMA. Under, over, under. So that's 10-1 on the first, and it just
yeah,
keeps going.
but that's
Everyone's on the
because all the hipster sharps are touts. You cannot see it. You cannot see the bets.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. I'm probably not going to end up doing it just because he just loves to die in a minute and a half.
The thing is, the ninja needs to be in the clinch or kicking. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have hands. Like he needs to be shooting elbows or kicking. And Todorovic has his hands down, but he's going to get a lot of free shots here in the pocket. And if he touches him once, it's going to be a funeral. So yeah.
Yeah, speaking of funerals, Askar Askarov going to toast Brandon Royval in the next fight. Yeah, I'd say that as a joke because Magic and I have went back and forth about this fight. I'm on Askar Askarov minus 185. I really feel like Royval needs a meme here. Askarov, better wrestler, better positional grappler. Royval throws himself into the fire, looks to work off of his back, throw up crazy submissions, looks to scramble. I don't really see him out scrambling Askar at all. I think at distance, if it stays there, which I really don't think it will, Askarov on paper, the better distance striker. Royval very open to getting hit. But I do think this will be primarily a grappling fight where Askarov is just a better positional grappler. I think he should be I think the line right now is right, actually. I think like minus 250 is just probably right. Minus 233, minus 250 price range. But you like Royval here, so I'll hear you out like I always do, but don't expect to cash this one.
I mean, I just tweeted that. I think Brandon Royval is criminally underrated by the betting community or whatever you want to call it. I think he's criminally underrated. Like he's a good fighter. And he just came into the UFC with his personal banner of, oh, I'm this submission shooter that if he doesn't submit, he gets controlled. He's not the same fighter anymore. It's pretty apparent. He's much muscular too. I mean, he has 2 losses in the UFC. One against Brandon Moreno, and it was an injury. Moreno took his back and couldn't do anything with it. He won because he dislocated his shoulder, okay? And Pantoja is my boy. He's my favorite fighter in the division. I bet him there by submission. Bro, I'm not going to say that I got lucky, but that was going downhill for Pantoja already. He was starting to fade, and he pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Like that back take was insane. The choke. I mean, if Pantoja puts the body triangle on you, you better tap already and save you time. But this guy is not Pantoja. This guy just fought fucking Steve.
This guy beat Pantoja.
This guy lost to Steve.
But you just said he's not Pantoja, but he's better than Pantoja.
Pantoja has much better jiu-jitsu than Askarov. He's not going to submit Royval. I think people are banking here on him taking the back, putting the body triangle on, and rear naked choke. It's not going to happen. Royval is still going to be there after 5 minutes. And this guy just fought Steve. He couldn't choke Steve. Like, what are you doing, bro? 5 minutes on his fucking back. And I mean, if not 5-4, and he couldn't choke out Steve. Like, he should retire. And then Steve put it on him. Like a dog.
More of an idea.
I think Royval is going to make him work, not get submitted. Probably drops round 1, gets taken down a lot of times, round 1, whatever. Positionally dominated round 1, whatever. He's going to keep rolling, going for legs, going for triangles, position. I think Royval is going to take him to deep water and drown him. This deaf fuck is going down, bro.
Maybe he throws up a couple of submissions off his back en route to losing 30-26. But we will see on Saturday night.
Royval best bet of the week. Plus 200 is insane. Like insane.
We'll see about that.
This guy is not Bontorin, bro. Bontorin is like a tank at flyweight. I think people are expecting Askarov to just dominate positionally and be on top. It's not going to happen. Maybe for 5 minutes. I think Royval is going to get him round 2, round 3. And if not, win round 2 and round 3 and take the decision.
All right, we'll see. I hate to see you be wrong, but you can't.
I'm going to use the GIF.
The soccer one?
Yeah, it's great.
That'd be a good one, yeah. Cub Swanson versus Jonathan Martinez, another fight I don't really know what to do with. Cub Swanson going down to 135 pounds, but Martinez misses 135 most of the time anyway. At least it feels that way. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, I don't know why Cub's still doing this. I don't know why he's going to 135, but if he looks like his normal self, when I say his normal self, I mean like somewhat close to his prime self, he could cause problems for Martinez. I just am not banking on it at years old or whatever he is. I think Martinez deserved small, medium favorite. No real interest in betting it. I don't hate the under, but I don't know. Plus 130. If Swanson's shot, it probably looks good. If it's not, maybe he doesn't. But what do you think about this one? I'm not giving any knowledgeable insight here, just given that I'm passing.
I think I have bet Martinez in every one of his UFC fights. I think I'm going to bet against him here. I mean, I don't think I will. I already did. I was trying to introduce myself.
Your own hype man.
Yeah, that was bad. I took a little bit of Swanson by knockout plus 500. I mean, I just saw him in the press conference. He looks like he's having chemotherapy. Like, he looks bad, bro.
He wasn't speaking, right?
Yeah, he had Dan Argueta, the guy that fought Damon Jackson, speaking for him. But I didn't press on the video, so I don't know if Argueta was directly responding the questions or Cub was like doing the mafia thing where he was like, and then Argueta talks. I don't know. But yeah, obviously it's a bad cut for him at this age, but he's bigger than Jonathan Martinez. I don't know if people realize this. Jonathan Martinez is a big bantamweight. Swanson is bigger than him. He's taller than him too. And I really like Martinez, but his biggest issue as a fighter is his striking defense, especially inside the exchanges. He's like a kickboxer with fast hands, but his head is always up there. His chin is always up there in the center. Swanson is great in the pocket. Both hands, power, great counterpuncher. I think he's going to catch Martinez at some point. Martinez gets knocked down a lot. I really like him, but that's a big issue he needs to fix. So yeah. If Swanson just gets kicked to the liver and fucking dies, okay, whatever. I think if the fight is competitive, Swanson is going to get to him. He's too big and too powerful. And I mean, he's better than him inside. Maybe Martinez can get away with leg kicks and like the classic Martinez fight, but I think this is a good spot for Swanson by knockout. I would rather play Swanson by knockout than his money line.
And that just leaves the main event. Viviana Rougeau taking on Alexa Grasso. This is another one. I think the last time this was booked, I bet Grasso at minus 125, and this time it's minus 225. I think that's just because of the 5 rounds, which I think massively favors Grasso. Looking back, I think a Rougeau would have been a hard fight for her over 3 rounds. I just don't trust her gas tank at all. So I think Grasso probably pulls away late here. I have no interest in laying the minus 225. Are you laying any kind of big prices on Grasso here, or do you think Araujo's live dog?
Araujo's like plus 190 right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 192 at bet online. Like if it was a 3-round fight, I would bet Araujo plus 192. But it's not a 3-round fight. It's 5, and she gasses horribly because she's like a power fighter in everything she does. Her grappling and her striking. She wastes a lot of movement. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of movement she wastes, bouncing in and out for no reason at all. If she just fought every fight like he fought Andre Ali, like a power kickboxer, standing her ground, she would be great. So I hope she does moving forward. I think the best bet for the fight is fight ends by submission. That may sound crazy. It's plus 600. Like, Araujo is a super dominant jiu-jitsu grappler. When she goes there, for a girl, she's like a marauder on top. She's powerful, hits hard, good passer, etc., etc. Grasso is an aggressive grappler on bottom and on top. If Araujo cardio dodging is super live and a rear naked choke, something like that. I really like that. I also played Grasso late props because it feels like a must. Like, if the fight goes past 15 minutes, it should be all Grasso. I mean, not all Grasso, but her commanding the fight.
Yeah. I also realized we missed the Brandon Davis versus Mana Martinez fight. So do you want to hit that one real quick?
I have doesn't go the distance.
Me too.
I put it in a parlay. I don't really get the price. Like, I think it's a market overcorrection because of Mana Martinez last fights. We already know Brandon Davis is a dumb fuck that is always going to fight dumb. So he's probably going to come out and choose they probably had a meeting with his team and they went like, tell me which is the worst possible game plan for this fight, and I'll do it. And they said, you go to the center, hands down, and exchange with Mana Martinez, round 1. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's what probably is going to happen. Yeah, Martinez doesn't look very durable. Hits stupid hard, at least when he's fresh. The Canetti fight was very awkward. He had his chances to finish there. He has finished a lot of people round one. And his last fight, he almost killed Lawrence. He almost got killed himself for like 13 minutes, then almost killed Lawrence. He has a lot of finishing upside in his fights, and Brandon Davis fights like a moron. Is bigger, is the better grappler. If the fight develops into a war where mana gases, I can see a lot of ways this finishes. So yeah, I'm expecting a fight that solid candidate for fight of the night, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm with you on this one. I took under 2.5 plus 140. I don't see how that's plus money, honestly. I think that should be minus money. I think, like you said, to your point, people being tricked by Jonathan Martinez going to decision in his last couple. I think they trade in the middle. Another interesting tidbit, I saw that Brandon Davis was still wearing a leg brace like 6 weeks ago on his Instagram. That's pretty crazy if he was still in a brace.
It's probably swag.
Probably what?
Yeah, probably just like any other clothes. Like, you know what I mean? Like wearing a cap, he probably just wears a brace. He's that type of guy.
You think?
And he brace.
Yeah, I initially, when I first looked in this matchup, I thought I would want to be betting Davis, but it ended up not being that way.
That probably alters the game plan. Like if he has a bum knee and cannot wrestle, he's probably going to grapple.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I think the under is the best look here. I do think Martinez knocks him out.
I kind of hate unders. Like I know people love betting them. Some better limits somewhere for unders than doesn't go, but there are a lot of fights that, unless you have it very clear in your mind that it's going to be early, I would much rather play late. Like, for example, the Swanson fight, a finish for Martinez, I see it being very late if it happens. So the under, I don't know if I love it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense. It's for me personally, I have trouble getting those fight doesn't go the distance lines. So that's why I play unders mainly. But
yeah,
perfect example of that. I just did our Lambo parlay, and DraftKings let me get $12.62 on it. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna read this to you. It's under half a round in the Mike Jackson fight, plus 180. That's a lock. It's Maximov money line, another lock. It's Victor Henry inside the distance, plus 140, lock. It is under 2.5 rounds in the Martinez-Davis fight, lock. Askarov by decision, plus 130, lock. And Grasso wins by KO, round 5, plus 2,800. That is $12.62 to pay $20,186. That's hitting. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably.
I can't even. I try to, just trying to be humble. I try to look at ways the bets.
Try to be humble.
And I just can't do it. I looked at it.
Like what is sharp is difficult to stay humble. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, very difficult. I literally got limited so hard at DraftKings, but they were really good for a while. But I got recently completely axed to like penny bets on there, which kind of sucks. So.
Last week, not last week, but the last episode, the podcast parlay didn't hit because Barcelos didn't submit him.
Really?
Right? Was it last week? Or some bullshit that happened?
2 weeks ago.
Or something strange happened. I don't know. This one is going to hit. Like, I look at this and I'm really like, how the fuck? I mean, they are giving me money for free. Taira inside the distance. Tatsuro Taira inside the distance. Malkoun by decision. Todorovic moneyline. Brandon Royval moneyline. 300 to win 16,000.
Yeah, I mean, Malkoun's not winning and Royval's not winning. Other than that, it seems fine.
Bro, don't be a square.
I
really like this one. I have not played many. I have to say, I think Jackson by decision is going to hit plus 1,800. I tried to bet it. I used this account that is limited at 365, but I can send it to traders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get accepted, I send it again 25 times and I ruin his fucking day. Like, it works, people. You should try it. It's my only account there forever. it works. And the first time I only could get 69 in. Must be a signal. Jackson by decision plus 1800.
If this guy somehow wins another UFC fight, I'll be shocked. I mean, decision's probably the way to do it. Like, if you look at the CM Punk fight, he had no interest in finishing that.
I mean, that's entirely my point. Like,
yeah,
his path to victory is like 95% a decision, 90% a decision, and it's 18-1. How is Pete Rodriguez 18-1 against? Like, will he be 18-1 against me? Come on, man.
You?
I mean, I will be a featherweight or a lightweight, probably a featherweight, a big old featherweight like Conor, bullying people.
You just have to gas him out.
That's it. I will walk him down. A small bit.
Yeah. Anyway, any questions, guys? Leave them in the chat. Let's see. Hype levels for 280. I'm very excited. I have more bets on this card than like any card already, so I'm fine.
Yeah,
What about you?
My entire plan for the weekend is win a lot to spend it on this card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane card, and it's during the day here. It ends like 11 p.m. We can go out after. It's great.
What fight outside of the title fights are you most excited for? Jan versus
I mean, the main card. I mean, whoever put Chookagian versus Fiorot on the main card should be in fucking jail. Like, Belal is already boring as fuck. Okay, I can do with that, Belal versus Brady. Okay, but Chookagian on the best fight, like the best card of the year, you have to put. With all due respect, I like Chookagian as a character, but she fucking sucks to watch. And you put her there. I don't know. I think they want exposure for Fiorot for a future pay-per-view against Valentina. You know, I think that's entirely the point. But
I think it happens.
I mean, probably the Gamrot versus Darius fight.
Oh yeah.
That's like Sterling versus Dillashaw is like nobody gives a fuck. Doesn't even feel like it's happening.
Yeah. You think the main event happens? I don't see why not.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Oliveira's going to miss. Bro, Iluminado por Deus, like he says.
That interview you tweeted today was good when they said, "Do you think Islam's your toughest fight?" And
he's like, nah. But he said it in a way that I was scared for all the Islam bettors, bro. Like he said it like he knows something. I was like, this motherfucker knows something. Maybe he doesn't show up. He was like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, Gombas takes him down, and then what is he going to do? I mean, Draymond Green will kill you. Like, he's fucking huge.
No,
right?
he's KO1 or bust.
Did you see the video of the punch?
Yeah, he I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure.
That was like prime GSP Superman punch. What the fuck was that? He's a big guy.
Dude, I felt bad for that guy who he hit. That was crazy. Like, he hit him so hard.
Bro, if he did that to me and the video got leaked and I'm an NBA player, I would get him killed. Like, don't they do these things in America? Like, call some rappers friends and get him shot?
Yeah.
I'm only half joking.
It's a weird situation. I don't follow the NBA like that, so I don't really know the details.
No, me neither, but it was all over the place.
Pretty soon you'll be an NBA capper.
What?
Pretty soon you'll be an NBA capper.
No, I don't like the NBA, but the playoffs are like always big. When the playoffs start, everybody here in Spain starts acting like they are NBA experts. I may watch the finals, but
yeah,
basketball has never been my thing.
Yeah, me neither. Am I going to the Orlando card? I don't know. I'm definitely going to the MSG card. That's going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to that one. We got Adesanya versus Pierre.
You're excited for an Adesanya fight? How the mighty have fallen.
I am. I didn't think I would be, but I am. I'm going to have a big bet on that fight too. So,
are you going to bet Adesanya?
We'll see. Tune into the Magic and Andrew MMA show on the second week in November to find out.
Do you know what I'm going to bet? Like,
on that fight?
No, this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, people are going. No, I mean outside of the UFC, bro. I mean, we got some boxing. I don't know if I told you. I tweeted it. I bet Elenius versus Wilder. Round 7 to 12, 28-1.
Who is that?
Robert Elenius, the Nordic Nightmare. Haven't you heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Bro, at some point he was like a heavyweight contender. He beat some decent going out people, and then he got murdered. I mean, if Wilder doesn't kill him inside 4 rounds, it's going
But
to
you're
be a
saying
fight.
like Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, that bum.
I thought he retired.
He's going to retire after fighting the Nordic Nightmare. Like Elenius is there to be hit. If Wilder hits him with the right, he's going to die. But round 7-12 for Elenius, plus 2,800, insane. I will gladly lose my money when he goes down.
Okay.
There's the Clarissa Shields fight, bro. This is a big fight. Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. As an boxing expert, I'm sure you have capped this thoroughly.
We bet this last time, right? Haney versus Kambosos.
Yeah, I bet him by knockout plus 500. And
they're fighting again?
Yeah, there was a rematch clause, but Haney won basically 11 rounds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bet Haney like minus 150 or something like that. Like I got a really good line on that.
I told you, motherfucker.
What's the line this time?
I told you to bet him early, and we got an insane line. But I also bet him by knockout on rounds 7-12 or 10-12, and he didn't push. And now the line is obviously worse. Like he's minus 1,000.
Oh, really? I was gonna say if it's like minus 250 or something, like I'm going again.
The line is wild because it's in Australia again. Like the first time he got rematch clause again in Australia, and the first time I had it 118, 110, 10-2, but he didn't do anything, and he got 4 rounds on 2 cards. Like he got 116, 112. That's insane. Yeah. Like if he does just something, he may steal it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no interest in betting that much.
Oh, I'm going to tell you a bet for this fight.
Hang on. Before I forget, there's a boxing fight that I talked about like a few months ago on this show. I think you tweeted that it's going to happen. Garcia versus what's the other guy's name?
Danny Garcia?
No, Ryan Garcia.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, that's a big bet, buddy. That is a big bet.
I think they were like joking. It's not real.
But
they are trying to make it.
That day will come, and I'm unloading the clip.
You want to bet Davis, right? I think he's going to lose that fight.
No.
And I hate Garcia, bro. I hate both of them, to be honest. But I hate Garcia so much. Like I don't think like no one has a more punchable face than Ryan Garcia in boxing right now. Like I will just bonk him for no reason. Well, the reason is he reminds me of Oscar de la Hoya, probably. Like my subconscious. Yeah, that must be it. Like this other guy, never wrong, bro. I don't miss. I remember I told you, you cannot trust this guy, Thel Hoover. He looks like Oscar de la Hoya.
Yeah.
Phenotypes are real, bro.
He doesn't fight like him, though. That's for sure.
It was insane how scared he was of being on his back. Like he has no grappling at all. Like the secret is out. He's fucked now.
I was glad I had nothing there.
That is what I was going to say. Like Mahomes at home at underdog money is an auto bet. I don't care if they are playing the Bills or I don't know the Space Jam team. It's an auto bet.
Jets have been looking pretty damn good too.
Yeah, they have beat a lot of insane good teams, like the Steelers.
The Dolphins, the Steelers, the
Dolphins don't have a quarterback, and the reserve quarterback died in the first play of the game.
Yeah, but that wasn't like he died by accident. That'd be like if a fighter got knocked out.
That was like killed in combat. Yeah, so the win for the Jets still counts.
Yeah, for sure. That was like round 1 TKO. Yeah, I what else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Tomorrow's game. Who's playing tomorrow?
It depends I like both. It's just different experiences. Sometimes you could see a little bit better. Like if you're higher up, you could see into the kids. If you're close, it's like really.
I've never been there, but people always tell me that the second level is kind of better to watch the fights.
Yeah,
if it's close, it depends on the gap between the thing and the arena.
This is gonna sound weird too, but it depends on the height of the fighters.
Oh yeah, Bears Commanders, both fraudulent teams.
Yeah, those would be those would be 2 wins for the Jets.
I kind of think the Bears are going to win. They are 2-3, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They got Walmart Lamar Jackson. They are not that bad.
Yeah, that's like really.
I mean, he's not that bad. Don't you think? Like people are always like trashing this guy, Justin Fields. He's not that bad. He just plays with absolute garbage teammates. There's no one to pass. He just have to fucking run for his life every time, bro. It's kind of, I don't know, but one friend of mine, it's like sent to the chat group all the odds for this, and he was like, "Hey, we better start thinking about this because it starts 14th November." The favorite is Brazil, 5-1, which is
USA is
stupid.
gonna win that.
Yeah, that's not happening, Andrew.
That's my bet for that. You can take that.
And Italy neither. I'm so sorry for you.
That's gonna be a USA versus Italy final, and it's gonna be a draw.
I think the number one favorite should be probably France, and they are not. They are like the third favorite. I think they should be the favorite, but I'm not very interested in betting it.
You remember when the French guy headbutted the other guy like 20 years ago?
Yeah, Zinedine Zidane. Zidane headbutted Materazzi. Well, like, what do you mean you remember? I'm from Spain, bro. What do you want to know about football?
Dude, I literally could not name one soccer. I'm not even remotely joking. I couldn't name a single soccer player in the world.
Right now?
None. Zero.
Do you know who Messi is or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Come on, yeah, they still play. I thought they were played when I was like a kid.
This fucking guy.
I did. I remember people talking about them like in like middle.
Yeah, Cristiano is like 38. I don't know, 39, something like that.
All right, I guess I know two then.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm more of a wrestling, fighting kind of guy. What else you got?
Take the Commanders, bro. This guy is really going to bet on the Commanders. We may have an emergency situation here. Just don't bet the game. I think the Bears are going to win, but no interest in betting it. Like this guy, I have only really been following the sport for like 3 years. Like seriously for 2 years. This guy Carson Wentz, what's wrong with him?
Dude, he was good. He was really
I mean, he plays now and he looks like he has no football awareness at all of what's happening around him. It's kind of like, what the fuck?
Dude, I think it was 2017. It was like his first year maybe in the league. He was like going to be the MVP, and like he was on early track to be the MVP, and he like blew his knee out. And he just like hasn't looked the same.
I don't know. He looks like real bad. It's kind of ridiculous. Is cycling a big sport in Spain? Well, kind of. The Tour de France is big. People watch it, and we had a lot of people that won it. Yeah, I watch it, the Tour de France, but the rest of the year, maybe La Vuelta, and that's it.
All right. Back same time, same place next week. Biggest card of the year. Do not miss it. We'll have some good bets for you. Have a fun time.
Yeah.
Down.
We are going head-to-head again, probably.
What?
We are going head-to-head again. I'm going to butcher you.
This is, dude, I have murdered some of these lines on the October 22nd card, so I'm looking forward to teeing up those CLV tweets. Your favorite.
You are betting on this fight. I'm not going to say the fight. I don't even remember the fight, but you told me you were betting on this fight, and I was like, you have to be a sick individual.
I am.
Yeah, I remember the fight. But you look at this card, and you want to bet on the Armin Petrosyan versus Dobson fight. Like, you have to be a sick individual.
I am. I really am. All right. Thanks, guys.
Have you realized this? Like, Gugabe is like the favorite guest ever. I think he sends people here to talk good about him.
Yeah, people love him. I'm down to have him.
I like Gugabe, but I have to put a lot of attention when he comes, like to understand.
Someone said that last time.
I understand everyone from all over the world just okay, but he is difficult for me. I don't know, must be he has a lot of Australian accent or something.
Yeah, we'll definitely get someone. Maybe hopefully it'll be them. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.